Good afternoon. We are at Suburban Ice Rink in Farmington for the contest between Fox Motors 18s and Honeybaked 18s. This is a little bit of an interesting setup. You might notice you can't hear a whole lot of the sounds of the game and the boys on the ice. We're behind a sheet of glass here. We're up overlooking the ice. There's no seating down next to the ice. There are two rinks here, and both are set up that way. Kind of nice from a parent point of view. Sit up here in a nice warm area. Not so awesome on the filming front, so you'll see a little bit of craziness as we try to do the best for you here. For the most part, you can see the ice. We got a straight down view, and we'll get started here in a minute and change. Boys had a tough one yesterday. A lot of them came out and they were not quite happy with the result. See if we can convert some of that hard work into scoring this afternoon. It's not for lack of trying. A lot of opportunities out in front of the net, working hard along the boards and into the corner. Great vision yesterday. Glentz had some standout passes. Ryder Miller had some standout passes. Mazzaro working hard as usual. Carpenter and Faber doing hard work along the boards in front of the net, and really trying to get that puck out there for their teammates to bang home. So we'll see. I know Martinelli and Fote continue to work hard, and so I know it's not the desired outcome, but sometimes the behaviors result in the outcome eventually, and we'll hope that we see the conversion of some of that hard work here this afternoon and as we go forward. Braden Byrne was back in action yesterday, and that was good to see, to strengthen our D core. I got a chance to talk to Nolan O'Brien yesterday, and he's been on the ice and skating. Not quite yet back in action, but we look forward to that. Mason Noble jumping in that defensive role. Said he had fun. He rode home with us last weekend from Pittsburgh. He had a good time playing defense. Had a couple of goals there on Sunday, and he asked for my 2 cents about his performance there on the blue line, and he did a great job. I know that's quite the ask from the forwards to jump back and play defense, but he did a wonderful job at that. All that being said, McCarthy gets a chance to jump up and play his more natural position at forward. And I know he and Stafford made some plays yesterday, tracking down the puck, keeping the puck in the Fox Motors offensive zone. And that always, getting those extra opportunities is always important as they have the potential to be converted into points. Boys skate to their benches, get some final instructions from their coaches as they get ready to get busy here. Looks like starting group's going to be Van der Roost. If I had to take a guess, he'll take the draw. Martinelli's in that group. It looks like Byrne and Ostrander will start back at D, and it looks like Gabe Stafford will round out the starting five. Official wastes no time there with the puck drop. Face-off one back by Honeybaked, and they're going to get started in their own zone. Big turnover. Gonna move it up to Luke Van der Roost, who's going to take it deep into the Honeybaked zone. Martinelli gives chase behind the net. Puck is turned over, and Honeybaked's going to move right back up the ice for an icing. Just out of the reach of the Honeybaked player streaking along the near side boards. Get a face off to the right of a Honeybaked goaltender. Face off win back. Ryder Vargas controls, looks for a spot. Looks to center. Oh, no, I think he shot that up high. Ended up behind the net. Carpenter's going to control behind the net. He flips it over to Clents. Back to Vargas, who's pinched down into the corner. Ryder Miller is back here on the blue line. Up to Glentz. Takes a sliding backhand shot. That puck's going to be moved out of the zone. We're going to get another icing call. Flurry of activity there in front of the net. Glentz peeled off the wall and tried to stuff one in backhand style. Same group will stay out there. Looks like Lazaro, Glentz, I'm sorry, that is McCarthy in the face-off circle. Mason Noble rips one, goes wide of the net. Nice job by Lazaro to keep that in. Takes a little punishment from the Honeybaked player who's up. Ryder Vargas keeps it in. And McCarthy does a nice job getting that puck into the corner. Oh, Fabry with the quick shot. He ends up with it out in front of the net. Looked like that hit the corner there and came out. Didn't quite sneak its way all the way in. Fabry was loaded up there and ripped a quick one. Goalie had no chance. Just caught a little bit too much iron. Nice job by Braden Byrne there playing shortstop to keep that puck in. Byrne and Ostrander here on defense. Landon Foot goes to work back behind the net. Martinelli with a nice stick down on the ice. Keeps the puck in. Ostrander's going to sneak up and keep the puck, do his best to keep the puck in. Honeybaked comes away with it. Ostrander did a nice job there, poking the puck out and getting it going in the right direction. Vanderroos catches one in the chest. Burns skates it up and in. Vanderroos working behind the net, tries a quick wraparound, couldn't quite get to the edge of the goal there. Honeybaked's going to control behind the net. So far, Fox Motors controlling the pace and place of the game, spending a lot of time in the Honeybaked zone. Pucker's going to move out to Braden Byrne, who is going to move it up to Glentz, who tried to keep it in. Eventually does. Looks like Stafford going to work there near side boards, and he's going to move it around. He moves over to Ryder Vargas. Ryder Vargas is going to get shot up and in. I believe that went right in over the goalie's right shoulder. He is kind of patient there, waited for that open window, lets one rip. It's going to be Fox Motors 1, Honeybaked none. Face-off one back by Robbie Glentz. Into the Fox Motors zone. Gage Stafford comes away with it. He's going to move it up and into the Honeybaked zone. Carpenter tried to backhand that to keep it in. Mason Noble and Ryder Vargas are going to go to work back in Fox motor zone. Mason is going to move that up to Carpenter. Kind of slips between his legs, but it's close enough for no icing. Stafford goes to work. He pokes that out to Glentz. Glentz is going to go to work in the corner. Stafford's going to support. McCarthy comes up. Can't quite corral it. Fox tries to keep it in. And they're going to, at the very least, collect that neutral ice and try to get it going the right way. Go to work in the corner. Try to keep that puck out of the center. And it looks like Ryder Miller's going to come away with it. He goes to move it. Nobody home there. He continues to move it. Ryder Vargas in the corner. He's moving it up the boards. And Honeybaked's going to control it into their zone. Offsides. Can kind of hear the whistle through the bulletproof glass here. Maybe it's puck-proof glass here. And we'll get a face-off all the way down for the on-purpose onsides or offside. Get a fresh wash here. Byrne and Ostrander at the blue line. Face-off, one back by Ryder Miller. Fox can't quite get control. The Honeybaked's going to try to set up shop. Short-lived. Oh, that's going to be offsides. That was Ryder Miller bringing it up the near side board. It's poked out at the last minute with him standing on the wrong side of the blue line. Get a face-off just outside the Honeybaked zone. Get the extreme angle here. So bear with me on some of these camera shots. Not the best filming spot we run into. Good puck on or stick on the ice there by McCarthy to slow things down. Ostrander's going to move it up and out. Lazaro does his best to keep it up and dislodges the puck. McCarthy with the burst of speed. Shot goes wide of the net. Looks like we might get a penalty here. Couldn't quite see it, but we could hear people banging into the boards. We'll see what the verdict is. Looks like he might be... Oh, he's sending a Honeybaked player for a rough. And so Fox Motors will have its first power play opportunity of the game with 11:39, the 11:39 mark of the first period. Martinelli, Fabry, Vargas, Noble go to work. Vargas going to move it across ice to Mason Noble. They're going to set up shop. Mason Noble down into the corner. Nice cross ice pass to Fabry, who was sneaking down from the right defense position. Fabry to Vargas. Vargas going to move it over to Mason Noble. Mason Noble lets that drift into the corner. And Mason's going to control right at the blue line. Fox goes to set up. Moves it over to Fabry, back to Vargas. Vargas shot on net, swallowed up by the goalie. Did a nice job moving the puck along the perimeter up toward the blue line. Not a lot of high-low action there. But a nice pass out of the corner to the far side D. Face off one up to Byrne. He's playing catch with Clentz, who was alongside the near side boards there. Quick shot from, I think that was Carpenter. Hit the side of the net. Goalie knocks the net off. We get a stoppage and a face off to the right of the goaltender. Sorry, to the left of the goaltender. Just over a minute left in the power play. Face-off tied up. Glentz comes away with it. He's going to tap it out to Byrne at the blue line. Byrne over to Ostrander for a one-timer. Puck finds its way back to Byrne. He's going to survey the landscape and try to get a shot in on net. Deflected into the corner. Glentz tries to slow it down, but is unable to. Byrne goes ahead and gets things set up behind the Fox Motors net. He's going to bring that up, moves it up to Glentz, a burst of speed, trying to find Carpenter, who is attacking the net. Nice little touch pass out in front of the net to Luke Vanderoost, who was parked right on the porch there. Quick little shot. And the puck's going to come all the way down for an ice. So far, pressure's pretty good. Fox Motors. We're going to get a wash of boys here. Looks like Mason Noble and Vargas on the blue line. McCarthy's going to jump into the dot and take the face off. Just over 10 seconds left on the power play opportunity. Face off won by Honeybaked. That one doesn't look like it's going to have enough speed to get to the ice. Vargas tries to reach out and sweep that. It's going to be collected by Mason Noble in the corner. Mason Noble gets control of it, sets up, moves it to Vargas, up to McCarthy, who's going to dump it deep, far side corner. Honeybaked gets control of it. Mason Noble's going to try to knock that down, ends up on the other side of the red line, and there's going to be no ice there. McCarthy's first to it. He's going to move it to Vargas. Vargas moves it up to Lazaro. Jumps over Lazaro's stick and so is unable to control it. At neutral ice, Ostrander's going to collect that, and he's going to dump it deep. Landon Folk putting some pressure on there in the forecheck. Causes an errant pass. And Drew Fabry's going to come away with it. And then near side boards where he gets a quick shot on net, gets another quick one. Goalie turns both away. Ryder Miller with a nice little touch between the legs back to Ostrander sitting on the blue line. Trying to come back to Ostrander. That one's going to jump out of the zone. Braden Byrne tracks it down and gets it going the right way. Ryder Miller grabs that again. Nice little pass out to Fabry in front. Excellent vision there. Goalie gets enough of it to turn it into the corner. Fabry saunters out in front, tries to stuff one home. Didn't quite get there. That one finds Fabry's stick again after a couple of redirects. Ryder Miller goes to work in the corner, trying to get a little space. Landon Folk does find some space. Bumps it out to Fabry in the slot. A little bit of a floater. Goalie easily gloves it. Face off to come to the left of the Honeybaked goaltender. Luke Vanderoost taking that face off. Such a bulldog. Comes back out of the corner, he collects it. Moves it around behind the net. Robbie Glentz with a little hesitation move is able to create a little bit of space. Back to Vanderoost. Pops back out. Mason Noble's good. Sprints to it, collects it back behind the net to Vanderoost. Vanderoost goes to work, trying to find that open man. Up to Vargas. Cross ice. Oh, Glentz just high and wide. Vargas finds Glentz there, hanging out on the backside post all by himself. Honeybaked's going to ice the puck. .6:59 to go in the first period. Lazaro looks like Lazaro's going to leave the ice. I'm not quite sure what that's about. I will say I did notice a couple of the boys did not have their neck protection on. Hopefully it's just something simple like that. That puck comes out, it's tipped. Honeybaked player, his stick. Ostrander does a nice job there tying up the Honeybaked player who's attacking the backside post. Puck comes back the other way. That was Carpenter, Miller, and McCarthy moving that puck. Results in a shot. Honeybaked player goes hard into the boards. He's up and skating around trying to make a difference there. Up to the defenseman. He gets a quick shot, gloved easily by Cade Miringa. Cade Miringa's had a lot of hockey here at the beginning of the season. First weekend or so, he did have a backup. That has not been the case as we were in Pittsburgh last weekend, as we were in Detroit this weekend. And so he has been kicking some booty. Folk does a nice job getting the stick on there. He gets it to his teammate, moves it back up to him. Almost a clean break. He was not able to get away. Nice poke there. Landon Folk doing an excellent job here, just being involved in almost every part. Ryder Vargas recovers and pokes that puck out, diffusing the Honeybaked rush. Another shot. Cade Miringa turns that one away. And Gabe Stafford with a little backhand sweep gets it out of the Fox Motors zone. Mason Noble collects that puck. Oh, when he clears the corner there, gets a little bit of space. Puck came off of his stick right at the end. He's going to fling it toward the net anyway. Vargas pinches down, try to get control of it, and goes to work. He's going to move that over to Mason Noble. Coming down, Mason Noble's going to dump it back to Lazaro, who is back on the ice. Quick shot, saved by Honeybaked goaltender. Boys did a nice job moving the puck around right there, resulting in a shot. A couple shots. Well, one shot toward the net, one shot on net. We'll call it that. Honeybaked's going to win that. Puck bounces out to Honeybaked player getting into the offensive zone. Great job by Matthew Ostrand there to get his stick on the Honeybaked player's stick. No shot to the open net. Ooh, poke puck. The puck was poked off of Luke Vanderroos' stick as he was trying to leave the zone with some speed. Honeybaked had to hold up there a little bit as they entered to avoid the offsides. Vanderroos collects, he moves it up to Martinelli. Puck comes right back in deep by Honeybaked. Ostrander tries to go high glass, hits someone on the way. And Byrne finally collects it behind the net. He's going to move that high. Goalie is forced to come out and play it. He's going to try to move it up and get going in the right direction. Honeybaked forward could not quite corral it and make anything of it. Glentz collects it. Nice pass out front by Glentz. McCarthy found that puck out front, tried to sweep it to the net. Couldn't quite get enough stick on it to help it find its home. Mason Noble's going to pinch down from his defensive position. McCarthy's going to cover for him. Try to move the puck out to the far side defenseman. Vargas puts a little off target. Vargas is going to move it in. He's going to center. He centers to Landon Carpenter, who was bearing down on that backside post. And because he's going to draw a penalty, and Fox Motors is going to go back on the power play. Nice job by Landon Carpenter to find the open space, try to get a stick on the puck, and draw that penalty. So on the Fox power play, Ryder Miller's going to take the draw. Looks like we have Gabe Stafford in there, Fabry at the other wing. Byrne gloves one down at the blue line, sends it back in momentarily. He's going to send it across to Ryder Miller in neutral ice. Puck comes up to Matthew Ostrander, across to Byrne. Byrne tries to move it to Miller, moving toward that backside post. Byrne down to Fabry. Fabry finds Ostrander. Oh, it's a nice low shot, turned away by the goalie. Miller finds it on the back post, couldn't get enough lift on it. A couple saves there by the Honeybaked goaltender. Boys continue to move it around, find the open man. Got a little bit of extracurricular here as Ostrander moved that puck. Took a little bit of punishment for his efforts. Nice job collecting that on the backhand, getting it to the goal. Goalie's going to lay down, and in the process knocks the net off its moorings. Again, several opportunities there. Just under a minute left in the power play. Face off one, tapped out. Mason Noble ends up with it, gets a quick shot on net. Folks going to go to work there on the far side boards. Vander Roost working in the corner. Now he's going to try to find, that was Mason Noble sneaking down. Noble's going to move it across. Fulton Vargas. Oh, I'll tell you what, that is the second piece of iron that Fultz found today. He's done a nice job kind of getting himself in position or using passes from his teammates. And he has yet to find the darn back of the net. We're going to get a trip or slash. And it looks like Vander Roost is going to go in the box for a trip. So play 4-on-4 hockey for about 12 seconds. And then Honeybaked will have its first power play opportunity of the afternoon. Face off controlled by Byrne. He skated it out past the midway stripe. He gets it going in the right direction, moves it over to his defense partner, Ostrander, who's going to dump it deep. Honeybaked's going to have to reset. And that's a quick reset. Defenseman behind the net collects it and gets going. Can't quite collect the pass there right near the blue line. And Matthew Ostrander is going to send that puck back out from where it came. Goalie comes out. Looks like it must have touched somebody along the way because no icing. Goalie came out to play it, and Honeybaked is going to reset. Nice job by Ostrander there to neutralize Honeybaked player with some speed coming into the zone. Harmless shot on net, covered up by Caden Miringa. Going to earn a face-off here just to his left. Face-off moved to the near side boards there. Fox Motors can't quite control it. Good save there by Caden Miringa. Could hear the pads a little bit. Vargas moves it up to Glentz. Glentz moves it over to, that's Fabry. Good pressure put on. Sorry, it was Landon Carpenter. Good pressure put on here. Honeybaked unable to get anything moving cleanly. And just as I say that, they do break clean. Shot goes wide of the net. As Caden Mirga is trying to find his way around there, he knocks the net off. We get a stoppage and a face-off with 5 seconds left in the period. 27 seconds left remain in the Honeybaked power play. We'll get a stoppage before that. The boys will be able to grab a drink and get some instruction from Coach DiMartino. So as they're trying to just kind of freeze the puck, get somebody that comes in and tries to be a little bit physical. Have to put that one away for later. So we'll move to the second period. Again, Fox Motors 1, Honeybaked 0. About 23 seconds remain on the power play. 22 seconds remain on the Honeybaked power play. We'll get an ice cut around that 9-ish minute mark. We'll switch sides and get a face off here to start it up. It looks like Drew Faber will be in the face-off circle. Burns going to jump up to match up with the Honeybaked forward. Face-off won by Honeybaked. Back to defenseman. I'm going to be content to just dump that in and go chase it. Collected by Stafford, who tries to fire it along, and it finds its way out of the playing surface over the window. So we'll get a face-off here. About 7 seconds remain on the power play. Luke Vanderroos will be firing out of that box. Maybe we'll find him after this face-off win. Tie it up. That one got through. Caden knocks it down right in front of him. Byrne helps cover up. Caden covers up. Power play has expired. Get back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck tied up in the face-off circle. Finds its way out to Honeybaked defenseman, who gets a shot off. Knocked down. Not sure if that was Stafford, who that was, but it was a nice solid block. Dropped right down at his feet. Face off to the right. Caden Mirga, quick shot. Nice shot by Ryder Miller. I think he knocked that down twice. He's going to go ahead and carry that in. Drops it off for Stafford, who gets it over to Fabry. Fabry's shot is knocked down in front of the net. Byrne gets a nice low shot to the net. It's flipped up and into the back window by the goalie. Fox will go back to work. Trying to get those nice centering passes. You can see them seeing their teammates. Nice little stop and go by Miller there. Tried to dump it. They're going to run into the roadblock of the official, who's standing in the corner. Finally gets himself out of danger. Ryder Vargas going to collect that at the blue line, moves it across to Mason Noble, who is looking the right spot. Wasn't able to evade the goalie's mitt. Mason Noble, that one he tried to go low. Again, bumped up and into the back a window. Mason Noble's trying to pick that one out of the air with an extended stick. He's going to go ahead and move that one up. Puck dies in the corner, so no icing. Mason Noble lays out for that one, and excellent job there by Landon Foat, using his whole body to get that puck deflected out of the Fox Motors zone. Honeybaked with a flurry of action here, gets another one toward the net. That one finds Foat. Oh, he's going the right spot. He saw the open area, just whistled wide of the net. Again, Foat's hustle on display there as he breaks out, and he was all by himself. Byrne and Ostrander move that along the blue line. Ostrander with the shot, glove down by the goalie. It's like Lazaro, Vanderoost, and Carpenter will come on and join Byrne and Ostrander. Lazaro in to take the draw. Face-off controlled by Carpenter in the corner. A couple slick moves there to try to maintain possession. Byrne pinches down, keeps it in momentarily, but it's going to come back to his defensive partner, Matthew Ostrander. Ostrander moves it to Byrne. Byrne's going to navigate traffic and move it up to Vanderoost, who finds Carpenter. And it finds the back of the net. I think Vanderoost ends up putting that one in. Started with Byrne in neutral ice, who moved it up to the forwards just as they crossed the blue line. Excellent job there. I think everybody touched the puck there. Definitely a team effort. And Fox Motors will go up 2-0. Face-off one by Honeybaked. Back to the defenseman. Try to get things started up. I don't know if we'll see an ice there. Nope. No icing. Ostrander taps it up to Byrne. Byrne trying to move cross ice to find Glentz and Stafford. Ostrander doing a nice job using his entire length to keep that puck out of danger. Ostrander out to Glentz. Glentz tries to move it up to Drew Fabry. It bounces over to his stick, and Honeybaked is going to control. Glentz showing some nice patience there on the blue line, waiting for his teammate to come out of the zone. Honeybaked's going to move it up and out. Vargas is going to take what looked like could have been a shot on net, but it was back to his defensive partner. Quick shot there. Finds Vargas on the blue line, who does his best little two-step to keep that in. Glentz with a nice little move there to create some time and space for himself. Tries to move it cross ice to that far defenseman. That was Mason Noble. Honeybaked intercepts, and they're going to try to get something started. Mason Noble does a nice job there standing Honeybaked up at the blue line. Martinelli taps that out to Miller. Miller goes to work surveying the landscape, finds Mason Noble, back to Miller. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Martinelli. Martinelli separated from the puck momentarily. Does a nice job. Nice little tap there by Mason Noble to himself, just clearing him of that Honeybaked defender. Gets a shot on net. Miller comes away with it, and he moves it to Martinelli. Honeybaked back with it behind their net, trying to figure out a way to move the puck up and out. Puck intercepted there momentarily by Ryder Miller. Nice poke, timely poke by Mason Noble, and it's collected by Landon Foat over there on the far side. Vargas, Miller, and Foat were attacking the zone there. kind of an awkward entry, draws an offsides, face-off comes just outside the Honeybaked zone. Face-off muddied up there by Vanderoost, I think. Lazaro touches it momentarily. Can't quite control, and Honeybaked is gonna get moving toward the Fox zone. McCarthy comes up with that puck. Tries to move it out. Whiff on the shot there by Honeybaked. Doesn't think Caden had to turn it away. Lazaro tried to chip that off the boards. Nice move there by Evan McCarthy to just move that along and then keep his body between himself and the Honeybaked player. A little stop and go by McCarthy there. Oh, he dumps that off to Luke Vanderoost, who finds those top shelf far side over the right shoulder of the goalie for Fox Motors' third score of the game. Again, started in the Fox Motors zone, moving the puck, up 5 feet at a time and getting it out. McCarthy puts the brakes on, leaves the puck there for Luke Vanderoost, who rips a shot with the goaltender's right shoulder. Mason Noble ends up with that puck, moves it over to Ryder Vargas. Glentz is going to try to chip it in. He comes away with it on the other side. He centers that puck. Carpenter was drifting toward the net. Just couldn't quite get stick on it. Mason Noble comes away with that. He tries to touch past that to Fabry, I think, right in front. Moves it to Vargas. Vargas moves it back to Mason Noble. Vargas goes to work, trying to find some time and space. He's going to move it across to Mason Noble, who rips one, turned away by the goalie and into the back netting. I think at 9:40 here, we're going to get the ice cut, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Fox Motors, nice job here the first half of this contest, controlling the puck, keeping it in the Honeybaked zone, moving the puck, the things that they've been doing to be successful. Haven't given up a lot of chances, a lot of good opportunities, though Honeybaked has done a nice job when they do get some time and space of flinging it toward the net to kind of see what will happen. And that often is the recipe for scoring goals. First of all, getting it toward the net and then seeing what will happen. So hopefully we'll cut down on, or continue to cut down on those opportunities, and Fox Motors will continue to stay on this pace. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. We're back. I believe we're going to get a face-off here down low in the Honeybaked zone. As we're waiting for the boys here, I'd like to shout out Carol Savage in Sheboygan, Michigan. That is Luke Vanderroost's grandma. And speaking of Luke Vanderroost, he's going to take the draw here. So, Carol, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And look forward to maybe catching you at one of the games here to say hello. All right, back to action here. Fox Motors controls the puck. Carpenter down there working in the corner with Robbie Glentz. Luke Vanderroost and Landon Carpenter. And ping pong the puck back and forth behind the net. Slips out of the zone. Ostrander collects it quickly, moves it across. Nice job by Braden Byrne knocking that out of the air and keeping it in front of him. He reaches for that one, is able to kind of poke it out to his defensive partner. So there's no clean collection by Honeybaked. Braden Byrne's going to move that up off the Honeybaked player. He's going to have to find another way here. Boys are facing a little bit of this wet ice. Sometimes after that cut, the puck is tough to move depending on the skill of the Zamboni driver. That is what I've learned in this whole hockey playing experience. If that Zamboni driver isn't dialed in, you get a little thicker layer of water, and it takes a minute if they don't let it freeze. Honeybaked does find the puck there. It results in a shot that whistles wide of the net. Stafford collects, tries to go to work, tries to move it cross ice to McCarthy moving into the zone. McCarthy is going to eventually find it, sweeps it deep into the Honeybaked zone. Ryder Miller gives chase behind the net. Going to tap that puck out. Parker's tried to sweep that. It's stopped by in the skates of a Honeybaked player. Ryder Miller comes away with it. He's going to carry it in, dump it off to Gabe Stafford. Finds himself deep in the Honeybaked zone up to McCarthy, who lets one rip off the goalie's blocker and into the back netting. Face-off comes up the near side boards. Braden Byrne tried to stop the progress there. He's going to hassle all the way. Gets that puck turned over to his teammate. Yeah, it looks like Luke Lazaro carried that up and into the zone. It's going to just stay in. Landon Folk collects that sucker on the backside. Oh! There's a nice play in front of the net. Made the goalie sprawl. Puck went behind the net momentarily, back out. And Lazaro couldn't quite get enough stick on it to bury it. Again, lots of pressure put on Folk, Fabry, Lazaro, really hustling and trying to find one another in front of the net there. Face off, tap back by Lazaro, up to Byrne, across to Ostrander, who gets a shot wide of the net. Fabry collects it eventually as he goes to work. Folk comes to help. Honeybaked's going to flip that up and out, and Caden Murgay's going to come out to play it. Collected by Honeybaked momentarily. Fox is able to move it up and out. Braden Byrne carries it in. Lazaro's got to play that one from his belly. Folk with a smart play back off the end boards. Honeybaked tries to move it up to the blue line, and it gets up and out. Fox Motors will get a full change this time. They had guys coming in and out. Martinelli pins his player on forecheck back behind the net. Glentz comes away with it, trying to operate there right in front of the net. Does get a centering pass. Vanderus couldn't quite collect it. We're going to get a slash. And they're going to move. It's like number 13 from Honeybaked with 5:46 left in the second period. Fox Motors is going to get a power play opportunity. Face off, one back. Ryder Vargas moves it over to Mason Noble. He's going to find that nice open lane. He did a nice job dragging that back, finding the lane, ripping one, glove down by the goalie. Vanderoost in the circle to take the draw. Vanderoost wins that back out. Vargas unable to knock that one down. Got to race to it a little bit. He's going to move that back behind the net to Mason Noble, who's going to face up and move up the ice. Mason does the no look, dump deep. Vargas going to move that down to Vanderoost. Vanderoost back to Vargas. Vargas tries to find that lane, gets knocked down in front of the net by a Honeybaked defender. Honeybaked's going to flip that up and out for an icing. Vargas, like Noble, is trying to find that open window. Wasn't quite an open window there. Knocked down and flipped out. Ryder Miller is going to take this draw to the right of the Honeybaked goaltender. Just over a minute to go here in the Fox Motors power play. Burn over to Ostrander. Ostrander down to Ryder Miller. Ostrander is going to take his spot right up at that point. Burn fires one. Oh! Burn sent one in that went just wide of the net, but it bounced right off to Gabe Stafford, who moved it to the middle. Carpenter couldn't get enough stick on it to either stuff it past the goalie or put a pretty one over his shoulder. I know we'll try again. Just under a minute now on the Fox Motors power play. Burn's going to try to effect an entry point here. He gets it moving, comes back to him. Burn's going to move it cross ice to Miller. Miller down to Gabe Stafford. And they go to work. Carpenter into support, back to Stafford there, who tries to center it. Puck jumps up. Nice defensive play there by Matthew Ostrander. Finds Burnt on the far side. Might get a hand pass there. Carpenter tried to move that out of the air, straight down in front of him, and his teammate was the first to touch it. I think that was Gabe Stafford that came flying by. And we are going to get a face-off all the way down in the Fox Motor zone. 11 seconds to go on the power play opportunity here. Gotten a few shots on net. Controlled the puck in the Honeybaked zone for the majority of this. But no goal. Ryder Vargas is going to control that out of the face-off. He's going to try to muscle his way out of there. Eventually does find Fabry going the other way. It's going to be Folk to Fabry. Finds to go cross ice. Again, that sticky ice, I think, prevents a fast break from Honeybaked. Vargas moves it off the wall to Folk to Fabry. to McCarthy. McCarthy slides that in backhand, turned away by the goaltender. McCarthy's going to find it back behind the net again. Noble comes up, pinches up, and he's able to get it down deep in the corner. They move the puck around. Byrne thought that was going to stay along the wall, I think. It popped out, and Mason Noble uses his eyes to move that defender and to move around him. He's going to, again, kind of be patient and find that window. He's operating like a forward there, jumping up into the play to get that offensive play moving. McCarthy's going to move it along the near side boards to Fote in his attempt to move it across, hits his teammate Martinelli, who was dipping into the zone. Comes back the other way. McCarthy does a nice job hassling the Honeybaked defender there. Or I'm sorry, Honeybaked forward there. Honeybaked tries to move it out of the zone. It goes under the defenseman's stick all the way down, and they're going to have to reset and come at it again. Lazaro and Martinelli putting some pressure on behind the Honeybaked net. Not a whole lot of clean passes there, and Fox Motors is able to regain control of the puck. Byrne moves it high off the window. And it finds its way back to Miringa, who covers up. We'll get a face-off to his right. Vandersten to take the draw. Official turns around, doesn't like the gentleman creeping up on his back there. Honeybaked defender finds a window and rips one toward the net, glove down easily by Caden Miringa. So we'll do this again. Vanderroos back in the circle to take the face-off. Martinelli and Vanderroos doing a good job along the near side board. It's kind of hard to see here, but really just kind of pushing that puck toward the Honeybaked zone. Quick offsides there. Get the face-off just outside. Vanderroos does an excellent job there tying up. Face-off win goes back to Vargas. Whiffs on the pass initially. He's unable to connect with Landon Carpenter. Vargas dips in, gets the puck to Carpenter. And that puck somehow, kind of a late whistle in that. I believe the net came off, and that's why we got the stoppage. I'm assuming that's what happened. Oh, it doesn't quite look like the net needed any adjustment. But the puck did come out. Ostrander, I believe, ripped one right at the whistle. Face-off won by Honeybaked. And as they go to move it up and out, the puck is deflected and kept in. Byrne gloves that one down. Patient along the blue line there, waiting for his teammate Carpenter to come out of the zone. Excellent patience there. And finds Carpenter on the far side board. Folt gives chase. Glentz gives chase. Nice job with Glentz with his stick on the ice, disrupting the passing lane there. Comes out to Byrne, across to Ostrander. Ostrander finds some little patient there, finding a window. He rips a nice low hard shot. That one goes up and behind the net. Ostrander comes back to Ostrander outside the zone at neutral ice, and he's going to dump it back in. 20 seconds remain in the second period. Puck finds Byrne again. He gets that. Looked like it might have gone wide, but the goalie's going to glove it and force a face-off to his left. Byrne and Ostrander active there, moving the puck to one another, getting that puck deep and getting some shots on net. Ryder Miller's going to take this face off. Honeybaked wins it back. McCarthy tried to get up as they were trying to move that out of the zone. Ostrander's going to give chase. Gets to it first. He's going to move it to his teammate McCarthy. McCarthy's going to move that up far side to Martinelli. Martinelli's going to leave that for Byrne coming down the chute. And Byrne rips one right at as the second period comes to an end. Of course, there is no way for Byrne to hold up on that. He's trying to let one go there, and Honeybaked takes exception as if we took a late shot on net. They're going to have to get over it and go back to work. So second period comes to an end here. More of the same that we talked about before the ice cut. Fox Motors continues to put pressure on. Not a ton of pressure by Honeybaked thus far. I'll knock on wood on that one. And Fox Motors continues some of the things that they've been doing, those behaviors and practices they've been taking part in thus far. Good passing, trying to find one another in the scoring zone. Good defense when the puck does move its way out of the Honeybaked zone. And we hope for more of that to wrap up the third period here. So we'll begin the third period here momentarily. Puck is dropped. Tie up. Face-off win goes back to Mason Noble's going to move it up to the halfway line and dump it deep. Fabry does a nice job getting his stick to the puck, trying to put some pressure on the Honeybaked defenseman. And Vargas tries to keep it in at the blue line. Honeybaked tries to play that high off the glass, and it bounces right back. Not down the ice, but bounces right back into neutral ice. Fabry's going to collect that and get it moving. Briefly back out, and Honeybaked is going to try to center it. Nice job by Ostrander there to have his stick in the passing lane and not allow that puck. Honeybaked is going to peel away with it. Tries a toe drag release there that goes errant. Mason Noble bullying his way up the ice. Comes dislodged from the puck. Ostrander has to go back to work, trying to keep that stick nice and low to the ice. Shot up, a couple shots, one right on Caden Miringa. Rebound comes straight back out. Shot up high and wide. Ostrander is going to move that puck. Nice pass up to Luke Vanderoost. Comes off his stick and finds Lazaro for a nice shot there. That whistles just wide of the net. That would have been pretty. Byrne pinches down, uses his length to keep that puck in. Martinelli being physical in the corner. Honeybaked fires that out. Byrne tried to get up to keep that sucker in and glove it down, but it was too high for him, and it actually leaves the surface. We're going to get a face-off here outside the Honeybaked zone. Face-off win, back to Byrne, over to Vargas. Vargas is going to dump it on net. Just wide of the net. I don't know if he's trying to go far corner, but the goalie gloves it down and is going to forces a face-off here. Glenn's in to take the face off. Honeybaked wins that. Brothers tries to knock that down. Eventually Carpenter and Byrne get it out. Honeybaked comes back in. Vargas moves that quickly in front of the net, just wide. Byrne's going to fire that into the corner, far away from the net. Honeybaked has to come back out, and they're going to be forced to reset in neutral ice. Once all of the Honeybaked players are out, the defenseman fires it. Sorry, the Honeybaked forward fires it deep into the zone. Folt behind the net to Byrne, up to Vargas. Vargas is going to move it across ice to Folt. Folt avoids a little bit of contact. He tries to go far side top shelf. Whistle's just wide. Mason Noble back behind the net. He's going to be strong on the puck. Glenn's on the way to the bench, says hello to Honeybaked forward, putting pressure on. Mason Noble's going to use the puck, or I'm sorry, the net as his friend to start moving it up. It is intercepted in neutral ice, and Fox Motor is going to quickly move that back out. No icing there. Goalie comes out to play it, and Honeybaked is going to reset. Tries to fire that to an awaiting teammate on the far blue line there. It does whistle deep, but there's no icing. That cross ice pass intercepted. And Ostrander over to collect it. He's going to try to backhand chip that. He was missing the glass and fired it into his teammates on the bench. We'll get a face-off deep in the Fox Motor zone. Face-off tied up. Win out to Honeybaked. Martinelli puts a hit on the defenseman. Vanderoost causes a turnover, and it's a race to the puck. Martinelli collects that, tries to get it to Vanderoost on the backside post. Doesn't quite connect. Puck is going to come out to a pinching Ostrander. Quick hands by Lazaro across the mouth of the net. Was not able to collect it on the other side. We're going to get a play by Miringa here. Ryder Vargas puts on the brakes and starts moving the right way. He's going to push into the zone. I don't know if he caught an edge there or just tripped and fell, but the push is thwarted. That's what I was just going to say. Got puck in. Puck sneaks over the blue line there. Mason Noble collects it and sees where everybody is. Eventually gets it to Carpenter, who moves with some speed back to Mason Noble. Mason Noble surveys, tries to find a centering pass. Vargas goes to fire it deep into the corner. Grabbed by Carpenter. Mason Noble with another centering pass. And Honeybaked's going to come the other way. Vargas puts some pressure on, and it ends up being a fluttering puck deep in the Fox Motor zone. Ryder Vargas going to set up behind the net. He's going to move it over to Ostrander. And eventually up to Fote, who streaks along the near side boards. I think that was Fabry. There's offsides by just a touch. Fote and Fabry must have been moving pretty good because Fote was flying up the near side boards here. McCarthy's going to jump in and take the draw. Face-off win via Fabry. back to Ostrander, up to Gabe Stafford. Stafford wheeling and dealing. Nice little tap to McCarthy in the corner. Fabry working, pinched down by Ostrander. Stafford back to cover his defensive position and then streaks toward the slot area. Again, Fox Motors goes to work in the corner. That puck finds Braden Byrne, far side defenseman. He gets roughed up by the Honeybaked defensive player there. They like to take a couple extra steps and get the defenseman up high. Vanderoost with a quick shot out of the corner, covered up by the goalie. Vanderoost had a little bit of time and space there. He sized it up, whipped one. Goalie knocked it down. Didn't get it the first time, but found it the second time. Good shift there with the pressure. 9:39 to go here in the third period. Face-off dribbles toward the net, collected by the Honeybaked defender. Mason Noble goes to pinch down. Lazaro circled into, I don't know if that was a little knee on knee. Right away, he kind of grabs at his knee. Sometimes that stuff is scary and just takes a minute to. Lazaro grabs onto the closest person to him, which happens to be a Honeybaked player. It was nice of him to be a post to lean on there. Lazaro looks to be putting some weight on there, so hopefully he's okay there. Good job. He was looking to curl back into the middle and take one of his patented quick little whip shots there when he was knocked down. I think that we're going to get a call here. Oh yeah, we do get a call. It is a 5-minute major. So it happened kind of quickly. Didn't quite see all that was going on there, but it looks like it is a 5-minute major. There was, in fact, some knee on knee. Lazaro continues to kind of check it out over there on the bench, so we'll cross our fingers and hope he's all right over there. So a good chunk of the remaining 9 minutes and change are going to be a 5-minute penalty. Red carries it in, dumps it deep. Carpenter finds it behind the net. Quick little shot by Glentz, who's sitting right on the doorstep. Mason Noble in control of the puck, surveys, looks down low, finds Glentz on the back side post. Glentz is going to move it over to Fote. Fote over to Vargas. Vargas going to survey, look around. He moves it back to Fote. Moves it back to Vargas. Moves it over to Mason Noble as they work the top of this umbrella. Down in the corner to Carpenter it goes. Couldn't quite control it, and Honeybake's going to ice the puck. So control and movement along the perimeter. Didn't quite yield clean shots on net. Coach is going to wipe the board clean. Vanderoost in to take the draw. Ties it up. Martinelli finds it. Gabe Stafford with a quick shot. Vanderoost moved that right out of the circle. Martinelli played soccer with the puck a little bit, and Gabe Stafford finds it there for a quick shot. Goalie has to save. Face-off win to Martinelli. Martinelli up to Byrne. Ostrander. Ostrander moves it. Stafford rips one. Puck bounces up and out of the zone. Byrne's going to move that over to Ostrander. as they reset. Ostrander up to Martinelli, who's moving into the zone on the near side boards. And Martinelli, Stafford, and Vanderroost go to work in the corner. Stafford's going to come away with it. He's going to move that across. A little sauce pass over to Byrne. Oh, Vanderroost trying for his third of the day. Couldn't quite get enough blade on that backhand to get it over the pads of the goalie. Back up to Byrne, who moves it over to Ostrander. Ostrander's going to be patient, finds Byrne for the one-timer. Kind of off the heel. Ostrander's going to knock that down with his little backhand glove. Back to Byrne. Stafford surveys. This is about finding that great shot. Stafford's shot just high and wide. It comes back out of the zone. Ostrander's going to collect at neutral ice, and he's going to dip back in once everybody is on side. Ostrander dips in and right near the dot, rips one. Goalie gloves it. So our first 5-minute major penalty, we were not so very successful in scoring any goals. Hopefully this one is a little different. We are 2 minutes and change away from this expiring. McCarthy's going to reset, gets it to Mason Noble, who's curling. He tries to get it ahead to Glentz. Oh, Glentz drags that across the mouth of the goal and couldn't collect it on the other side. McCarthy with a quick little backhand as he was getting pressured. Mason Noble sets up McCarthy. Ryder Vargas lets one go. Goalie knocks it down. I don't know that we've gotten a clean shot on any of those one-timers. Nonetheless, goalie's got to save it. Face-off comes to the left. Just under 2 minutes to go in the 5-minute major penalty to Honeybaked. Fabry was booted out of the circle there. I think that was Mason Noble who ended up taking that draw. He hasn't taken many draws in the last couple weeks, but he does so today. Fox Motor is going to control in the zone. That's Drew Fabry. Over to Vargas. McCarthy. Back to Vargas. I'm trying to find that nice open window. Shooting lane. Passing lane. Vargas going to glove that down. Try to create a little bit of time and space. A little high-low over to McCarthy. McCarthy's going to move that down to Mason Noble, moves it further down to Fabry. Fabry tries to find that open window. McCarthy is trying to get himself in a good spot. That puck is going to just find McCarthy's stick along the blue line. And Fabry tried to sneak in, do a little sidestep of the goal post and sneak it past the goalie. That time, I think his leg found a little bit more goal post than puck found the back of the net. So we're going to get a face-off this time outside the zone. Just under a minute to go in this power play opportunity. That's Landon Fote, who ties things up and gets the eventual face-off win. Back to Ostrander. Goalie is going to glove it and get a face-off to his left. Byrne gloves that one down. And he's going to go to work and trying to find, he moves it off of the far side boards. Good news here. Lazzaro's back here on the last under a minute power play opportunity. And he gets a shot in that I think the goalie had to get a glove on. Byrne, excellent job there keeping the puck in. McCarthy whips one at the goalie from about 20 feet away, up off the goalie and into the back netting. Some quick action there and continued pressure there by Fox Motors. Just under 30 seconds remain on the power play. Ostrander over to, nice look there by Lazaro. He saw Fote on the backside post. Again, Fox Motors doing a nice job, recognizing where their teammates are and trying to make those plays. And hopefully with the continued tries, we'll find some. Another great centering pass there by Landon Carpenter. Fote just couldn't get a stick on it. Ryder Vargas turns around, Honeybaked player, and comes out. Boom! Carpenter carried that one in. That time he had Fote. That time he had Fote attacking the backside post. Ooh, don't hit the. Well, all that action after the goal. We'll see how the officials sort that one out. Lazaro got tied up with the Honeybaked player. Mason Noble came over to give him an assist, and then hilarity ensued. But let's not take away from Landon Carpenter into the zone. Again, Landon Fote was attacking that backside post. That time he gave him a quick little look off and put the puck in the back of the net, I believe. It looks like they are lining up for a face-off to the right of the goaltender. And the orange band official has to say, no, no, no. We had a goal. And it is going to be Fox Motors 4, Honeybaked 0. As I mentioned, all the action after the play occurred after the goal was scored. So, Honeybaked does in fact have a player in the box as a result of that behind the play action. Mason Noble is not one of those players who was involved. Lazaro is also finds himself in the box, and Honeybaked is going to find themselves down a man. Those Ryder Vargas working in the corner with some help from Logan Martinelli and Gabe Stafford. They're able to control it. Vargas out to Mason Noble along the blue line. Vargas just going to dump that back down to Gabe Stafford. Gabe Stafford's going to circle. He's going to find a lane. Nice little potential redirect there by Luke Vanderus sitting out on the doorstep. Martinelli from Mason Noble, who's behind the net, gets a quick one. Save by the goalie. Nice little sequence there. The boys moving the puck and keeping possession of the puck. Eventual face-off win. Gabe Stafford collects that. He's going to move it to Vargas up top. Vargas going to try to find that lane. He does find an open one, and it finds the back of the net with, I believe that's Vanderus, or is it Martinelli? I think Martinelli found it. If it was Vanderus, that would be his third of the day, but it looks like, I think Martinelli, the boys are tapping Martinelli on the hat. Vargas got it to the net, and I think Martinelli banged it home, and it was a smack it out of the air type goal. And that'll make it Fox Motors 5, Honeybaked 0. Ostrander collects that behind the net. Takes a little punishment from the Honeybaked player. That puck finds its way to Honeybaked player and up above the circles, between the circles. He gets it to the net. Caden Merringer easily gloves it down. Face off to the left of Caden Merringer. Byrne collects it behind the net. He goes to work, taking a look. Doesn't quite connect with Miller McCarthy, leaving the zone. Honeybaked momentarily controls the puck. Miller grabs it and glides his way up ice, trying to find himself a goal. He glides right into the goalie's left and gets a backhand shot that deflects up and over. This one finds its way all the way back into Fox Motors zone. That one knocked out of the air by Mason Noble. Nice job by Drew Fabry leaving the zone. He had to put the brakes on momentarily and control the puck. Whiffs on the pass, but there are 5 Honeybaked players there back behind him. That puck does find its way toward the net. And eventually, Mason Noble comes away with it. Finds its way back to Mason Noble deep in the zone, over to Vargas. Vargas up. Finds Carpenter. Carpenter is going to, try to find Glentz. Drifting across the front of the net. Vargas keeps it in momentarily, but he's going to have to play it back to Mason Noble. Sorry, to Braden Byrne, who came on the ice. Quick change there of defenseman. Vargas settles things down a little bit. He's going to look to effect an entry into the zone. He's going to tap that to the center, or centering pass. Robbie Glentz couldn't quite get a puck on, or stick on it. Landon Fote finds that puck because the Honeybaked player could not find it in his skates. Quick to Carpenter, out to Glentz. Fote taps it into the corner. Ostrander is going to sneak down, pinch down, and keep that in as Glentz and Carpenter go to work in the corner. There's going to be a hand pass. Anyone have a charger? I left mine in the car. That's okay.
Are you down?
It's like
20 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Let's just make sure, or try to. Goalie's going to steer that to the left and hopefully keep it moving here. Byrne does another great job. He does such a nice job gloving those down and keeping possession. And Honeybaked's going to be content to just freeze that puck and let the time run out, which it does, and it's going to be a Fox Motors win, 5-0. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, Grandma Savage, thank you. And we will see you next weekend. We play Saturday at Fair State University against Belle Tire, and then I believe we play at home against Belle Tire. So we will see you then. Have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. Some NFL football.